I'm
Here we go. Tough loss. C-Red Nation was good. Bulls take the L to the Toronto Raptors. There was a ton of opportunity to put them away again, giving up a high scoring total. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, and y'all don't even know, on the other side of this thing, we had a whole conversation about what the problem is. When you give up 127 points, it's tough to win. When you give up 127 points, it's tough to win. Bulls lose 127 to 120. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do this for every single Bulls game, and we want to hear from you. We're going to give our thoughts, but the phone lines are open. Call into the show, 855-908-5668. The Contender phone lines are open. The Contender, where you can not only hear nonstop sports talk while you're on the clock, but also where you can hear the morning breeze with me, P-Kid, Ringo. Sometimes J Hope pops in with us. We break down the latest news, not only for our Chicago teams, but also around the league.
Tough loss.
Dog, that made me mad, dog.
Hey. And we got something to talk about.
Tough loss. Let's break into something real quick.
Hey.
Let's go into some team stats real quick.
Hey, before we do that, we got something to talk about tomorrow. Doug Peterson to the Jags. The job that Byron Leftwich was favored for. Let's break it to some team stats. Tune into the Morning Breeze tomorrow. Bruh. Tune into the Morning Breeze tomorrow.
Billy on the mic right now, dog.
Oh, Billy on the mic, my bad. Let me get up Twitter. Go ahead. Drop the stats.
Drop the stats real quick. Bulls, 47% from the field. Toronto, 42% from the field. Bulls, 41% from three to their 38%. 91% from the free throw line to their 89%. We actually took more free throws. Total rebounds didn't get killed, 58 to 51. They did get the better of us offensively. They definitely got the second chance rebounds on that one. Assists dead even. Blocks, we led them by 2. Steals.
Here we go.
More steals than us.
Who's Billy looking on the mic? Pissed? Billy is pissed right now. Hold up. Why can't I hear it? Oh, my bad. Hold on. Unmute.
And we did not get over to Trent on it. I'll have to take a look at the film a little bit more closely, but just off the initial reaction, it was just they ran that, I think, a couple times in the first half, and we defended it pretty well. We just didn't handle it well that time at all.
Yeah, Billy, you've talked about how these moments, this stretch of games right now, is pivotal for Ayo's development. What would you like for him to take for the way this game finished for him with the turnovers and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, he's, obviously played great basketball, played his heart out. He had a couple of plays down the stretch. I just think that, being in moments like that as a rookie, he's going to have to go through some learning and growing pains a little bit. It doesn't just happen overnight. He's playing against a guy in Elite that's obviously done it for a long period of time. He's an experienced guy. He's an all-star now. And I think Ayo is one of those guys I've said, the more information he gets, the better he performs and the better he plays. So, I think I said with guys like Alex Caruso being out and Lonzo being out, this will hopefully make our team better once we do get whole, that he's got to go and play in some of these kind of situations.
They made a concerted effort to get the ball out of DeMar's hands. We haven't seen that to that level, I don't think, quite this season. What did you see when they were doing that? What would you have liked to have seen the team to do as a result?
Well, I think we had 30 assists on the night, so I wasn't really overly disappointed. I thought DeMar made a lot of great plays and great passes. Where we got into trouble is when we didn't have the floor space correctly. And, we had talked about that going into this game because they did some of that late in the game when we played them in Chicago. So we've got to, when we had the floor space correctly, we got a lot of good things. When we did not have the floor space correctly, we kind of got up against it. But overall, I thought the willingness for DeMar to generate something for himself or others was there. There was a few times we put him in some tough spots.
Yeah, I have some others. How is LaVine? Is he okay on that last drive? Was he okay? Is his back okay? What's the situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's playing through it, Sam. I don't know. I didn't talk to him. He told me he was able to go tonight. I have not checked with him after the game to see how he's doing. But obviously he, had been dealing with that the last couple of days and had been getting a lot of treatment and trying to do what he could do to get himself ready to play.
One last one. They don't play a traditional center, but they're really long and active, and we're on the offensive boards quite a bit. What did you see playing against, their length like that?
Yeah, though we had a really hard time. In particular, I thought our second unit did. The last play was a tough play. I think it was Barnes that tipped it in, and the backside was kind of open. It was a hard sink and fill situation to get him off the glass on that play. I thought we got Van Fleet to take kind of a tough shot. He changed hands and shot it with his left hand. But, one of the areas that I did not think that we did a great job is when there was help in the post or there was help on a drive and the shot went up, our rotational blockouts and putting a body on people was just not good enough with their length. And there were some times we were in there and I thought we battled and tried and couldn't come down with it just because of their size. And there was some other times we just didn't do a good enough job getting to spots and getting to lower bodies.
Thanks.
Last one for Cody.
Hey, Billy, did you think Zach only having 4 shots through 3 quarters was a function of the way the Raptors were playing defense, or did you think he was a little hesitant with the back spasms?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you'll have to ask him. I actually thought he made a lot of really good passes and got Vooch really involved. And I thought Vooch had a big game because some of the attention that they were giving Zach and DeMar, Vooch ended up being the recipient of a lot of that stuff. So, I think Zach's tried to play the right way. I think you can ask him about maybe how he felt about being out there. But even when, he wasn't shooting the ball and he was making passes, his passes were leading to really good looks and open looks and direct shots. And, I think that Zach and DeMar and Vooch have showed a lot of confidence and trust in a lot of the guys on the team. And we have to have that. And I think their willingness to pass the ball to the open man is important. And I think Zach was trying to do the best job he could just to make good basketball plays and make good reads. Thank you.
That was Billy Donovan of the Chicago Bulls. We've also got Zach LaVine real quick for about 3 minutes on the mic.
Exactly.
Do we not? Hold on. All right, hold on. I was about to say, dang. If the Twitter is going to let it play. All right, maybe we don't. All right. From what you heard from Billy there, what are your thoughts, man?
Bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That interview was just trash.
What happened with Gary Trent? How he got so open?
They ran a stack action, and we didn't defend it right. He came off. We're supposed to switch the pick and roll with the stack, but it's just communication. But just bad communication at the wrong point of the game. I don't think that last play led to us losing the game. We got out rebounded and out. They out physical us throughout the whole game. It shouldn't have been that close to the game to start.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that with the Raptors. I mean, this isn't the first time they've been tough on you guys. What is it about this team, whether it's their size or length, the versatility? What is it about them that makes it tough for you guys?
They just play really hard. They got a lot of scrappy guys, really athletic, long, 6'8" and above, except for Fred. And they just don't stop playing hard.
Zach, you always play through stuff, but what's up with your back? When did it start? How does it feel?
Played the last 2 games with back spasms. I'm just trying to help us win.
Do you know how they started?
Got hit really hard. My back started spasming.
Would you benefit from I know you don't like to do this, but would you benefit from taking a night off, especially with given the heavy workload you guys have with 4 and 5 nights?
Yeah, we don't talk about it. I just, anytime on the court I can spend, if it's not scoring wise, I thought I'd be able to try to help the team win tonight. So it was a tough loss.
Thank you.
Sam Smith.
How would you describe the drive at the end, Zach, when it rolled off?
No, I just missed a layup. You know, I don't know how I missed it. Just came off the rim. Tried to lay it up, but you know, it just didn't go in.
And we know your mentality, but you look uncomfortable now. I mean, you look.
Yeah, it hurts. That's what happens when you play a 42-minute game with back spasms.
How do you feel about going tomorrow back to back?
I'll see how I feel in the morning.
Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Zach, I'm just curious how you as a player kind of view this stretch coming up. You got 4 and 5, 7 and 10. You know, it's easy to look at it and say that that's going to be really grueling, but you're the one who goes through it. How do you view this up ahead for you guys?
It's just part of basketball. Every team goes through it. These tough stretches with a bunch of games, and it's tough right now. We got a lot of guys. I think that's why we got to band together and play really hard and play really good basketball, because nobody's gonna look down on us. It's just a part of the stretch. We'll get through it.
Casey Johnson, go ahead.
Zach, we asked you about this in San Antonio, and I mean, I know it was expected and really kind of a no-brainer, but you were named an All-Star reserve tonight. And I was hoping you could comment on two things. First, how you feel about making it 2 years in a row, and then second of all, the fact that you guys are now starting to kind of represent the franchise more wholly. I mean, DeMar's going to be there. Ayo's going to be at the Rising Stars Challenge. Billy and the staff might be there. You're there. What does kind of say about the state of the franchise?
It means a lot. Anytime you get honored in that way, a lot of hard work, but it's it's an honor to go out there and be there, obviously, with my teammates, in the All-Star game with DeMar, and then Ayo in the Rising Stars game. Hopefully we can get Billy a couple more wins going into the break, and them and the staff and coaches out there. I think that'd be special.
Thanks, Zach.
So I understand y'all can't see Zach LaVine on that, but if you have an opportunity, go look at it on the Twitter. He's in pain.
No, I can see it on the TV right now.
He's in considerable pain. I would not be surprised if he pulls out of the All-Star game. I don't know where the injury happened. I don't know if he fell hard. I don't know what happened to him. Until Sam Smith said it, I was looking the entire time like, he looks like he's in the most discomfort of his life. Okay, maybe not the most, because he did have an ACL injury. I guess that will probably be the most. But but you know what? The whole time sitting there, arms behind him, trying to push on the pressure point to release the pressure of the back. That probably leads to him only taking 10 shots tonight. That probably leads to DeMar playing more ISO ball. I don't like how DeMar played the ISO ball in there, but I'm glad I got the opportunity to see that interview and see really how Zach was looking. Because to me, that he don't look right. He probably needs to take. I would not expect him to play tomorrow. If he plays tomorrow, it's because he's fighting through it. If he plays tomorrow, it's because he's fighting through it. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning up, doing the Bulls post-game show. What'd you boys see tonight that you thought led to this?
Let Ringo go first, because I know he wants to. Go ahead, go.
But I mean, I still feel like, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Billy looked pissed, but at the end of the day, it's like DeMar saw the game. You pretty much let him sell the game, even though you hinted at Vooch having 30 and 18.
Yeah.
And even then, you still could have got him the ball to close. You still could have got even Vooch the ball to close. Because DeMar just didn't have it. And at the end of the day,
yeah,
they're going to have a conversation about who's hot, whose time is it when that happens? And who's really going to have the ball at the end of the game? Because now I feel like you pretty much gonna see an issue. Cause I feel like it happened before in the game in Chicago. I remember the clip. Everybody was like, man, DeMar kind of looked Zach off right there, but we kind of let it slide.
Yeah.
But then if he's finna be doing this, I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Especially when you got like he had 30 and 18 tonight.
Yeah.
You can have him finish off the game.
I think that's the part that the Bulls miss, where you have it's not just Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. You have Vooch. You have Vooch down there. Vooch dominated down there all night. You could have gone to Vooch. And to me, especially now knowing that Zach LaVine is hurt, and to me, how physically uncomfortable he looked sitting in a chair, I can't imagine what it was like running on the court for 42 minutes of a game when it's uncomfortable just to sit in a chair. You have to look to the next best option. And to me, there's two guys. This is on. You said it at the beginning of the game. Now, Zach kind of alluded to if the switch was supposed to happen, that's a third play on Ayo. If Ayo, because how he said it, he said they ran it.
Yeah, it was kind of a stack. When it's a player
in the stack, Zach was supposed to switch. Ayo did not switch with Gary Trent.
Yeah, so the thing about that is
third play in a row on the rookie.
Yeah. So and just to explain that a little bit further before I leave. So when it's a flare, right? They have them stack it to one side. He was absolutely Zach was right. Ayo should have absolutely you got to take that because they stacked up to one side. So yeah,
I'm glad we listened to Zach because we were absolutely ready to come in here and kill Zach for not following his man.
We was on him.
But I like the listen. If it's
to be honest with you, we lost by what?
7.
Realistically, that game was decided by those last late game plays. Ayo shot 5 for 12.
Yeah.
Why am I making this point? This is the worst game from 3 that he's had. Realistically, I can live with Ayo messing those assignments. Why? He's a rookie.
Yep.
Shown a lot of promise.
Yep.
He's also our best defender, one of the best defenders in the league.
If we being honest, I know it's crazy to say, but he's the best defender in the NBA by the numbers.
By the numbers, he's the best on-ball defender right there.
By the numbers, he's legitimately the best defender in the NBA right now.
My man, Stefan Ladon, I appreciate you joining us, man. You finna ride out?
When y'all start taking calls, I am. I just wanted to see what you had to say about.
Oh no, man. I'm just vibing at this point because realistically, as Southpaw just mentioned, Toronto played a heck of a game, man.
Absolutely.
They played a heck of a game. Scotty Barnes dropped 21 right now. Like they had balanced scoring. I know we talked a lot about, the Bulls and what they did. Let's read the Raptors numbers. OG Anunoby. 21.6 assists. Barnes, 21 points, 2 assists, 8 rebounds. Siakam, 25.7 assists, 13 rebounds.
Yep.
Van Fleet, 21 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. You realize how many people I said had 20 points? Gary Trent Jr., who we thought was going to come out and kill. He definitely looked like he was about to. 16, 3 and 3. Boucher, 16 and 10.
Yeah.
They were getting busy. This is a long team. They do have inside presence. They did beat us on the glass. They did beat us in points in the paint. They didn't shoot better than us. They didn't shoot better from 2 or 3 than us. They didn't.
Yeah.
How did they beat us? Points in the paint. A couple turnovers went their way. That was it. This was a 2-possession game. And that's what it came down to. 2 possessions, realistically.
Yeah.
2-3 possessions. This was the game.
And
It was
here's
a tightly contested game, and they compete well coached, good discipline.
I'll say this.
They're good. That's a good team.
a good team. I told y'all
I'll
before the
say
game
this
started,
too.
they're supposed to be higher. They're supposed to be higher. They've gone through injuries. They've gone through COVID. They've gone through all the same struggles we have, but they don't have Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic.
Limited their turnovers.
Yeah.
12 turnovers for the game to our 17.
And this is another thing. By the way, first off, 86 people in the building, 20 likes, man. Hit the like button. What y'all doing here? Y'all just scared?
All right, man. Let me get up out of here.
All right,
brother.
brother. We'll holler at
All
you
right,
later. Sir. This is the
Yeah,
thing
all
for
right.
me. My bad, bro. This is the thing for me with the Bulls. And tonight. Because I see people, I see I remain unimpressed. Said I was a rookie. We're not putting this on him.
I'm not.
The entire game is not on Ayo. How the game finished is on Ayo. And it is. And that's okay. He's a rookie, yes, but he's a rookie being put in a position to make major plays. Just because you're a rookie doesn't mean that your mistakes don't cost team games. Ayo made 3 mistakes in a row that cost teams games. Guess what Ayo's going to do? Ayo's going to go watch the film, figure out how the heck to fix that and fix it. And I 100% believe that because I've seen him play on the court. The game itself, you gave up 127 points. The game's not on Ayo. Defensively, you guys struggled. Clearly, you gave up 127 points. But how the game finishes, how you come down to your 3 final plays of the game, that is on Ayo Dosunmu. And that's okay. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. But guess what? He's a rookie that's put in a position right now to make those mistakes and learn from them.
And for the record, there's a difference between, using this as a teaching moment and teaching accountability.
Yeah.
Right. This is an accountability thing, as opposed to grilling them to the point where it's like, oh, you shouldn't have did like there's a difference between browbeating and coaching. This is a coaching moment for him.
It's a coaching moment. It's
a teaching moment for him.
It's not Ayo.
That's
You
cool.
play trash here. It's Ayo down the stretch. You can't make this pass. Be comfortable. Ayo hasn't been in this situation.
Not in the big leagues. Not like this.
Ayo hasn't been in this situation.
Not
He's
like
never
this.
been in an overtime game where it's tense and it's coming down to the moments. I'm glad he's in it right now because you know what? When the playoffs get here, he might be in that situation. We don't know if Lonzo comes back healthy. 6 to 8 weeks, Lonzo is a reassessment. That is not he's back playing. That is a reassessment. What cost the Bulls the game as a whole is their defensive effort. But that doesn't mean that Ayo's mistakes didn't lead to this as well. And that's okay. We can talk about DeMar playing iso ball. Yeah, that's bad too. There's a lot of things that led to it. But Ayo plays a part in that. That's okay. It's okay to talk about rookies that make mistakes. For some reason, you can't talk about anything that Ayo Dosunmu does is bad. It's okay. I promise you.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that.
I just don't. I promise y'all, he's gonna be a good player.
The only way he gets better is by talking about it.
Hey, what Kobe Bryant say? I didn't learn how to succeed until I failed. How many times Kobe failed? Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's stop the coddling. These are grown men. These are NBA players. I understand he's young. He's a rookie. He's gonna learn from it. But we're not coddling. Oh my God, come here. I love you. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the phone lines, man. Out in the 404, we got Scott on the phone, man. Scott, what's going on? Yo. Oh, hold on. That's my bad. I got the site muted. My bad. Go ahead.
What's up, Pat?
What's going on with
big
you, man?
kid? It's Q.
Q, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
What's up, Q?
What's going on? I'm gonna keep saying the same thing I've been saying. Tonight was a playoff game, right? The last 2 times we played Toronto, the games have kind of been close and they've been tight like this.
Yep.
We may see them in the first round. I don't really blame this on anyone. We need Ayo to develop. We got to take the good with the bad. But to me, this is more indicative of how the games will be in the playoffs. So this is just that experience. These are the building block type of games. That's the way I see it. It's a development process. And that's why I keep going back to that just about every time that I call in, from the standpoint of, when I say we're not a championship contender, I watch a game like tonight and it highlights it in a way, because we haven't been in that situation, for it to really manifest itself. I don't know, like down the stretch, do we really know if Zach, DeMar, and Vooch are comfortable, right, with each other to either A, let Zach get the ball, let's play through Vooch, because he was hot, and we kind of got away from him. And how do you get away from him when he's the biggest man on the court? So this is just a playoff game, and this is part of the developmental process. Yeah. I'm fine with Ayo making the mistakes at the end. That's fine, because if he don't make them now, he's gonna make them at some point in time. So I'm cool with that. You know, I don't have to blame nobody for the loss. Toronto is a good team.
Yep.
So we don't have to just because we lost, it has to be somebody's fault. Of course, you know, plays happen. That last three, you know, you go back and look at film and you correct that. But this is not a blame one guy kind of moment. This is just how the playoffs are going to be. This is part of the developmental process. So I'm cool with it. Toronto is a good team, man. They're a good team. They just beat Miami. So they're not rolling over for us, especially after what happened the last time we played them. They're not going to roll over for us.
Yeah.
So just keep going, right? Go back, look at the film. Hopefully Zach's back. Even if I have to give the game off or two, get him healthy.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford to lose him. But I'm going to continue to just preach the same thing. It's a developmental process, boys.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Appreciate the call as always. Q, stay safe out there, all right, my boy?
Yeah, y'all be good.
For sure.
You too, my man.
I agree with him and I disagree, right? I agree with him that Toronto's a good team. I said coming into this, to me, Toronto's a 5th seed level team. I really do believe that. I think that they've gone through a lot of the same things we've gone through, and they don't have the same level of players that we do. Yet, Scotty Barnes is quickly becoming that.
Siakam is an all-star to me.
Siakam is quickly becoming that. Or Siakam's been that. Gary Trent is becoming that, right?
Anunoby is becoming an all-star.
Anunoby is becoming. They're set up. They're going to have another team that is in the Eastern.
They're in good hands.
At a minimum. They're young.
In good hands.
The same things we say about a lot of those young teams that we've ended up struggling against. This is another one. But here's the thing. I disagree that you can't put blame on why the game was lost. We've talked about DeMar DeRozan playing iso ball too much all season. We've talked about Billy not adjusting from DeMar DeRozan's iso ball all season. That has to be there. There has to be a moment where the point guard says, hey, listen, I'm going to run the offense. It's going to run through me. Over 100 in the chat. No. It's got to run through me. And that's how the game goes.
I can't give you that one. You can't expect. You can't expect.
You expect that. You don't think they need to run an offense coming down the stretch?
It's not the fact that you don't need them to run an offense. In today's basketball, like what you just described, is a 90s mentality, early 2000s mentality. Your point guard sets up the play. But it doesn't work that way when you have 2 all-stars on your team.
But
you have one who's known as a closer.
I'm talking about on this team, though. I'm not talking about on every team around the NBA. Right now, Ayo Dosunmu getting the ball down to Vooch is the only one, and Vooch usually moves the ball. That's the only time the ball moves. What we saw is DeMar bringing it up and Zach bringing it up. And Zach
get you.
DeMar.
We can be critical, but also you actually have to keep in mind that the one thing we can't do is overlook the fact that him being a rookie, overlook that. Like if this was Lonzo doing that, you have a point.
This isn't on the player. This isn't on the player.
Well,
this is on Billy Donovan for not saying running offense.
That
Let's
too.
set up an offense.
But
this is not on Ayo Dosunmu. What I'm saying is
you I hear what you're saying, but you here's the thing. You run our team is known for what? DeMar closing these games. That's why he's in the All-Star game. That's why he's getting the critical acclaim that he's getting. So guess what? You roll with what got you here. Unfortunately, we've always seen the flaws in what got us here.
Yeah.
And so you're right. It should be the head coach. Someone should be running the play.
Yeah.
But the person to actually do that is either the person who's leading the team, which should have been DeMar or Zach at this moment, or if Lonzo's on the floor, that's his responsibility because he's the more seasons of the point.
But is it
I don't expect Kobe. I don't expect Ayo. None of them are going to do that.
No,
realistically, they're going to defer out.
What I expect is the coach to say, let's set up our offense. Ayo, bring the ball up. Because at a minimum, Ayo bringing the ball up starts the ball movement. What we saw was DeMar bringing the ball up. Or Ayo getting kind of the half court and then giving the ball to DeMar. And listen, I'm fine with DeMar taking those shots if the shots are falling. It's about adjustments. I've told y'all here, and for the people that are in here talking about, oh, there should be, you got to get away from the ISO ball. ISO ball is bad. ISO ball is the league. KD plays ISO ball. Brown plays ISO ball. AD plays ISO ball. Trae Young plays ISO ball. Whatever star you want to name plays ISO ball. Whatever star you want to name plays ISO ball. Right? Devin Booker.
I'm with you.
The best teams in the league, right? Steph and Curry and the Golden State Warriors. What do? They play ISO ball. They know when to get away from it. They know when in the fourth quarter we need to close this thing out. We're going to swing the ball around the entire court and then knock that down. You know what I'm saying? I remain unimpressed. Steph does not ISO ball. Cap. Cap. Steph absolutely plays ISO ball.
He plays a lot of ISO.
What do you call Stephen Curry walking up the half court and pulling it up before starting the offense?
Again, there's a moment where you still have to know the identity of your team. None of this was a problem when DeMar was closing games. None of this is a problem when Zach is hitting shots.
No. But when DeMar took the game winner, the first one he hit versus Indiana, what do we say? It's in the clip.
It was a bad shot.
It's a bad shot. DeMar doesn't know how much time it is. He hit it. Oh my God, I can't believe he hit it. Great shot. Not a great shot. You know what I'm saying? The difference, no. I'm okay with ISO ball. I really am. I don't mind you playing ISO ball when DeMar DeRozan is closing out a game, making it. What I have a problem with is the Bulls can't adjust. When DeMar's playing ISO ball and DeMar's not hitting the shot, we let DeMar keep shooting. We don't say, hey, let's swing it around to the dude that has 30 points.
I can see it.
That's a Billy Donovan issue.
I can see, I can see it both ways. I can see a coach letting his team play, which Nick Nurse initially let his team play.
Yeah.
But Nick Nurse also took, as Karan mentioned, he took some time out at a certain point.
Yeah.
I also know that realistically, given that last, like the play that broke down that caused the turnover was Ayo making the mistake there. Can't say that there wasn't a game plan there because he got it down to the baseline and got trapped.
Yeah.
You can't allow yourself to get trapped on the baseline. You have an extra defender there and you have Siakam in front of you. Yeah. That's not a bad situation to be in. Yeah. The extra defender being out of bounds line. So it's one of those things where it's the play should have been allow your playmakers to make a play. And some coaches do that. And in today's NBA, that's normally the play. Yeah. Let your playmakers play that, make a play. It's a very convoluted situation that you can't just say this one thing did it. Could Billy have used a timeout? Sure.
I disagree with Karan too. I wouldn't have taken a timeout there.
I wouldn't have taken a timeout there.
I wouldn't have taken a timeout there. I'd have let him play. You know why? Because if you get that ball up to Zach LaVine, now it's pushing the offense. But I also want Ayo.
Oh, he's talking about on that turnover? No, at that was the right move because Zach had that. That was an outlet pass. Toronto just made a good defensive play. But that was an outlet. If he throws that ball up as opposed to directly to Zach, that's a dunk. You don't take a timeout there.
No,
you don't take a timeout when Ayo. Yeah.
Let's keep it going listen, this is the thing. We lost 127 to 120 in a game we were in the entire time. The biggest problem we can talk about tonight that I feel like we haven't is for the third straight game in a row we've given up 110 plus points. Hard to win when you give up 110 plus points. Let's keep it going to the phone lines, man. Going out to the 323. We got Steve on the line. Steve, what's going on?
Hello?
What's going on with you, man?
How you doing, man? I just want to real quick before I start ask you guys names so I address you correctly because I'm bad with names. I'm sorry.
Oh, Pat the designer. You got P Kid over there, man. Over there. Yep, P Kid over there, man. Appreciate the call in.
All right, thank you guys, man. I just want to say, like, to be honest, I feel like the end of the game was it was a mess. For what we know now, is hindsight is 2020. Yeah. The players knew that going down the stretch. DeMar knows Zach is injured, so maybe that's an excuse for why he didn't pass him the ball. And I don't want to just throw the game on that shot because that's not fair. But what I do want to say is when I watch other teams play down the final 2 minutes, minute and a half, the best player on the court has the ball in their hands. So, yeah, Ayo turned the ball over. That's because the coach doesn't trust DeMar with the ball in his hands, and I don't think that's okay. I think if we have a trustworthy leader who's a vet, we don't put the ball in a rookie's hands. He played 42 minutes tonight. He had one less turnover than DeMar. This man should be coming off the bench if we were healthy. He should not have the ball in his hands in the last minute. I don't agree with that. Point guard or not. We have DeMar DeRozan on the court. That man should have the ball in his hands. Him not having the ball in his hands, again, speaks volumes to his lack of IQ. And I keep bringing this up when I get on is because, again, the Spurs let this man go because you've got to have something to be there. They need you to have an understanding of the game. And tonight, this to me was a bad loss because, yeah, Toronto's a good team, but this isn't a team we lose to. Even without being wholly healthy and Zach being a little bit injured, if DeMar's on his shit right and we got the supporting cast, if we put up 30 points, we don't lose this game. So I need them to play a little bit better, and I need us to hold DeMar a little bit more responsible because LeBron doesn't let a rookie have that ball in his hands. KD doesn't let a rookie have that ball in his hands. Jimmy Butler doesn't let a rookie have that ball in his hands. None of these stars you brought up, Steph, doesn't let these rookies have a ball in their hand in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes. So we could put it on him, but you skipping over the first problem is that the star doesn't have the ball in his hands.
None of those dudes you've named have had a rookie this good.
Nah, we not. See, that's making excuses. They wouldn't give him the ball regardless.
Have they?
It doesn't matter.
Has Kevin Durant?
LeBron would never give the rookie a ball.
Has Kevin Durant played with a rookie this good?
You're changing the argument.
It's not changing the argument. It's actually just challenging the thought process. I mean, you made your argument, and I respect it.
And listen, I agree with you. DeMar should have the ball in his hands, but not if he's missing shots, which he was down the stretch. But trusting Ayo with the ball in his hands is a process of two things. One, you don't have enough players because 4 of your major players are missing, and the guys that are on the bench aren't good enough to be on the court. And 2, based on your argument, while Jimmy Butler, who the one guy who has had a rookie with that kind of talent, absolutely put the ball in his hands because Tyler Hero absolutely was getting buckets. His rookie.
Jimmy gives it to him, though. Jimmy gives it to him. Jimmy will bring it up court and give it to him. I watch games. So what I'm saying, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not trying to make an argument. I'm just putting out into perspective the great players you bring up. Don't let rookies run up the court with the ball in their hands. They know these heavy stress moments aren't the moment for them to get these wings. Let me teach you in this moment. Let me get you there. I don't let you just take control. That's not professional. That's not star leadership.
What does Ayo do? Did Ayo bring the ball up and set up an offense?
Okay, I understand he's our point guard.
No, I'm asking you because he didn't. Ayo brought the ball
Ayo
up
didn't
to
have a
half court and
chance to.
absolutely passed the ball off to DeMar DeRozan to do what DeMar does.
Right. But if DeMar's playing the way he should be as a leader of the team, that's not how this starts.
So you want him to just
DeMar
bring it
gets
up
the ball
you
at
want him
half court.
You want to bring it up the full court instead of just half court.
Did we
I
watch
think
this? Are we talking about the same
Ayo bring the
sequence here?
ball in, and before they get to the half court line, DeMar has that ball in his hands, and he makes the offense go because he's the one that I believe can score. He's the most talented player on the court. He needs to make these decisions. That's it.
But Ayo was giving him the ball.
But Ayo doesn't need to give him the ball, is what I'm saying. DeMar needs to have the ball and be able to have the IQ to know what to do with the ball. A rookie shouldn't be determining what you do with the ball.
He wasn't. What I'm saying is Ayo
But
literally
he got the ball at half court.
and gave the ball to DeMar.
Right, but before this is what I'm saying. Switch that. Ayo doesn't get it at half court. DeMar should be the one getting it at half court.
DeMar did get it at half court. Ayo brought it up and gave it to him at half court.
Okay.
What part are we
DeMar's
missing here?
supposed to bring it up, not Ayo.
Let me
DeMar's
ask you this:
supposed to get the ball
what
up.
does that change?
But they're not playing full court press. It changes nothing.
That changes nothing.
It does.
What does it change?
We have more options of what to do.
What play? So now let's get into the coaching of it.
What
What play were they running?
I'm not the coach. I don't know what play they were running, but I know
Well,
that
it's
I
very-
trust
it's
DeMar
very basic. I
DeRozan's
mean,
ball
what-
more than Ayo Dosunmu.
They running the
And
five.
that's
Are
just
they?
my opinion. You don't have to believe me, but do you not trust DeMar more than a rookie? If not, you can tell me and we can disrespect DeMar tonight. But again,
But
I know.
I think you're coming off. I think the one thing is I love your passion with it, but I think you're coming off really aggressive on something that is like, yo, try to talk through what you're describing here. Like, talk through what you're describing. You're like, hey, you don't gotta believe me. Like, I really don't have to have you on the line. Like, so, like, it don't have to be that way. I'm trying to get your thought process on it.
Just trying to communicate.
I'm just what we're saying is, what difference does it make if they're not playing full court press? If Ayo brings the ball from the inbound to the half court and hands the ball to DeMar, there's no difference. There's no change in what Ayo's going to be able to do. Ayo's going to give him the ball and then go to his spot on the court. Versus going to his spot on the court with DeMar bringing the ball up, like there's nothing changed there. What we're saying is DeMar had the ball in his hands.
If Ayo doesn't get the ball, that's one less mistake made, is all I'm saying. I don't think you guys are wrong. I'm not arguing with you guys. I'm just saying you should have a leader that steps up.
No. Now I understand what you don't want Ayo to touch the ball in that in the overtime or coming down the stretch.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying when the ball's coming out on the inbounds, when the Russell Westbrooks of the world get the ball, when the James Hardens get the ball, when the KDs get the ball, when the top star players on your team get the ball, I expect that from our team too. And when I don't see that, I don't understand what's going on. I'm confused at why a rookie is getting the ball. I'm confused at why our star leading scorer in the All-Star game isn't getting the ball. And I think that the coach either doesn't think he's decent enough making the plays to get the ball, or he didn't want to win the game and gave it to the rookie. Because the rookie made mistakes, of course. But he's a rookie. That's a big moment. It's his first year. He's not always going to be prepared for that. But if we have a star, why can't he get the ball?
Hey, man, I appreciate you for calling in. I like your viewpoint, man.
Appreciate the call in.
Yeah, thank you, man. Have a good night.
Stay safe out there. I disagree with him, but hey, appreciate the call in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to understand what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the three plays we talking about, Ayo got the ball off of a rebound, tried to make a pass out, didn't work.
Ayo got the ball back off a pass and then ended up dribbling down to the baseline. That's when the turnover happened. So if we were talking about that, it's still the same thing. He ended up with the ball, but he wasn't trying to make the play. Then at the same time, the argument that there's no stars that put the ball in a rookie's hands. Like, I mean, I watched games too. If Ringo was on, he'd absolutely tell you, hey, Tyler Hero absolutely had the ball in his hands late game. Like, I get what he said. I get what he was trying to say.
I was confused when he said I watch games because I was like, Tyler Hero put the ball up. Tyler Hero was playing point.
The one thing I want people to stop saying though, like real talk.
Hey,
no, seriously, before we take the next call,
let's go.
I've heard this multiple times.
Yeah.
The Spurs didn't get rid of DeMar because he was a bad player.
Hey.
The Spurs getting rid of their good players and not playing their good players because they're not a good team right now.
Thad Young has I don't know. You know what? I feel like they're in a similar situation. And
Thad Young is not getting no tick, and he
feel like-
absolutely was getting them nearly triple doubles.
I feel like they're in a similar situation as Toronto, but nobody on their team was a part of the championship squads. Van Vliet's got a ring. Siakam's got a ring. Who else? OG's got a ring, right? OG has a ring, right? Was OG there?
I don't know.
OG might not have been there.
He might have been on the bench.
Might have been on the bench. Might have been on the bench.
I don't remember. But it's like let's stop making it seem like, oh, Pop didn't want him there. Pop barely wanted to coach basketball.
Hey, Pop looked like he phoning it in. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Pop is not even. You ain't heard about Pop in a minute. Guess what? It's a reason. Pop is about to retire.
Hey, Pop said, "I'm tired."
Guess what? Becky Hammond should have been the coach of the Spurs, and all of a sudden we like, yo, she's taking $1 million contract in the WNBA. Like, yo, it's not. Come on now, we got to stop the cap. DeMar,
I remain unimpressed. Nah, bro, I don't feel like you was being rude. I just feel like you was.
No, it's all good.
Your point. Listen, we lost. You're passionate. I'm not mad at you. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's saying. The common thread, though, about DeMar being traded for that, like we done heard that so many times. It's not based in fact.
No, it's not. DeMar was balling down there. What Muzz don't understand is
he's averaging 22 points down there too.
It's a system. With 7 and 7. Let's keep it going, man. Let's go out to the 219. We see a couple callers on the line, man. We're gonna get to y'all for this thing is over. Appreciate y'all for holding. They really been on there the whole time. 219, what's going on, man?
What's up, Pat? What's up, PK? This your boy Jamal. How y'all fellas doing tonight, man?
Jamal, what's good with you?
Man, you know I gotta call in after every game and everything like that. I can't hit you with the Dominique Toretto tonight. I can't hit you with the Will Smith. I will give you the Will Smith for Vucevic. From now on, that's how you shoot the ball. That's what I want to do. I wouldn't enjoy this game tonight. Let's be fair. The fact that we went to overtime and everything like that, we would not have been in this game had Vooch not stepped up the way that he did. He played an awesome game, and I can't be too mad at how he played. But, you know, just some factors that I noticed. Like you guys already mentioned, our defense was not what it was supposed to be. That's one of the reasons that we lost. Our defense, there were stretches times where our defense was really good, but we still aren't consistent with keeping that up for 48 minutes, you know, and that's what really hurt us. Number two, we got out-rebounded on the offensive rebounds 22-10. That can't happen. That led to like 17 points from Toronto. I'm on my PK shit with the stats today. But go ahead.
No, I was saying I'm with you. I'm with you on the stats, dog. Keep going.
Okay. And, you know, 17 turnovers. We can't do that. I can't remember how many points they got off of turnovers and everything, but 17 turnovers, that's a recipe. Those three things are a recipe for us to lose this game. And even then, we still managed to push it to overtime. But, you know, a loss is a loss regardless. There's no more victories in the NBA. There are only losses. I agree with you, Pat, on one thing. Look, ISO ball is part of the league. And I don't get mad at DeMar for ISO ball too much. I don't get mad at Zach. I understand that you need that on your team. You need guys who can go out there and get you a bucket when passing the ball isn't working. You need somebody to do just go out there and get you a bucket. Yeah. But here's a quote, I think, from Phil Jackson on one of the books he wrote. He had a statement where he said when it came to coaching Mike, if he saw that Mike was messing up the offense or the rhythm of the game, he sat Mike down and said, and everything. He sat Mike down and said, you're messing up the rhythm. Mike sat down, recollected his thoughts, saw everything, saw how the game was going, and knew exactly what he was doing wrong. And it was like, okay, Phil, put me back in. I'm ready now. And they would go on to win.
Yeah.
It's not a problem to have ISO ball on your team. You need that. That's a part of the game. That's as much of a part of a weapon when it comes to scoring and a weapon when it comes to winning as good ball movement. But like you said, Pat, you have to know when to use it and when not to use it. When DeMar is hot in the fourth quarter, yeah, go ahead. Let him ISO all day. When Zach is hot in the fourth quarter, go ahead and ISO Zach because, you getting buckets. I can't get mad at you. But then there are other times where you're like, okay, y'all don't got your shot tonight. Pass the ball. There was several plays I saw DeMar do where he was like, I'm looking at him and he was attacking the paint or he was doing ISO and he got like 2 or 3 defenders on him. And I'm like, bro, pass the ball. You got a wide open man right there in the corner. Somebody popping key. Booch got a little man on him. There was a play he did with Tyler Cook was wide open under the basket. And I was like, pass the ball. DeMar, he's right there. And he took a shot and missed. And I was just like, bro, you can't do that. Sometimes he gets tunnel vision. So I'm not mad at ISO ball, but like you said, there's just times where you got to, understand when to use it and when not to use it. There are times when you have to say, hey, DeMar, we don't want to play for you. Have you come off a screen or have you do this? Yeah. We don't want the ball in hand, not because you don't have the IQ for it, but because we want you to we want to set you up on a play that gives you the best chance for a bucket. And there are times, and then lastly, because I know you guys got a lot of other calls, lastly, there are times where we have to recognize who has the hot hand. Boots had 30 points tonight. There's no reason why he shouldn't have gone for a 40. Boots had 30. There was no reason he should have had 40 or at least had 35 and 7 assists. There are times where we have to recognize how Boots is the one who can get a consistent bucket, dump it down the Boots and let him control the offense. And we play off of him. That's what these guys have to get better at, learning how to play off of each other at all times of the game, not just in the beginning, not just in the middle 2 quarters, even in the last quarters and overtime. Boots is hot tonight. We're giving it to him and let him work, and we're going to play off of you. DeMar is hot tonight. We're giving you the ball, and we're going to play off of you. Zach's hot tonight. We're giving you the ball. If Kobe is hot, Ayo hot, whoever is hot, give them the ball and let them set something up and then play off of them and keep buckets, And Ayo's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. And this is, like I told you before, Pat, this is one of those games where you're reminded, oh, yeah, Ayo's a rookie. Yeah. He's made a mistake. But the one thing I like about Ayo, he's going to learn from it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate the call, Jamal.
First overtime game and the Rook made mistakes.
Right.
We shocked.
You know what I'm more shocked at? I'm more shocked that the Rook got the nod and some of our veterans did.
Games here. But I think it speaks more to the fact that when we win, we win.
Yeah.
We don't go to overtime. The Rook hasn't been in this position. This is a whole new position.
He played 42 minutes. My man was tired. He was like, wait a second, this ain't normal. What's going on? He never done this before.
Ayo's probably never played 42 minutes.
I don't know about that. I think he has
42 minutes straight of basketball in his life.
Right.
In a legit game, like in
a league game,
dinner game, or a high school game. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. We got
appreciate you, Jamal.
Always. Y'all be safe in this weather out here, man.
Right,
man, you too, man. Be safe out here. Shout out to Dylan for the super chat. Do you think a move would be made at the deadline? I'll be honest with you, absolutely.
Hold on, it ain't you. It's me. Go ahead.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I muted the site, trying to unmute the other site.
All right. I can hear myself now.
Can
All
you?
right, here we go. Yeah, shout out to Dylan right there for the super chat. Do you think a move would be made at the deadline? Again, we appreciate all those who support the channel. We really do. I think a move will get made. I'll be honest with you, and it's not because of me being critical of anything. Realistically, we have a rookie that developed at an alarming pace. We have Alex Caruso who will be back in about 4 weeks. We have Lonzo Ball who will be back in about 4 weeks.
That's what I want. That's what I want us to get, possibly.
That's possibly
6 to 8 weeks is a reassessment. Does not mean they'll be back on the court.
Does not mean they'll be back. So guess what? Those trades that we see, I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary.
I would assume Zoe's back. But you know what? Does them looking for Schroeder mean maybe worse?
Zoe's not even traveling with the team right now.
He wouldn't be though. He just had surgery. He's just doing rehab right now. But does trying to get Schroeder mean Zoe could possibly be worse?
No, I think Zoe getting Schroeder for what they could get him for, if that report is true,
Well,
Troy
yeah,
Brown
if
Jr.
I could just send you Troy. Yeah.
If the trade off is Troy Brown Jr. and a second round pick for
Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder, I absolutely, we don't lose anything. And to be honest with you, we still maintain a trade package if we want to go get a Bagley or anything else.
Yeah.
I think what we really need to be prepared for is, what if we actually get Dennis Schroeder and we still for somehow get a Robert Covington in the buyout? We get or he could be traded, or Paul
I
Millsap
was
and
gonna
stuff
say,
like that.
is he really getting bought out, or is Shea just saying that?
I've seen some other reports that say it could go either way. He could be traded or he could go to the buyout. And as Dylan just mentioned, Schroeder is a good on-ball defender. He actually is for point guards
Schroeder
and
defense.
combo guards. He's a good on-ball defender. So with that being the case,
You know what?
I think we should.
If you're listen, for the package you're giving up, I'm with it.
And Billy has actually coached. Billy coached.
Yeah. Schroeder played his best.
Yeah, he paid. And here's another caveat. You gotta keep this in mind too. I had a thought and I lost it.
All right, that's
There we go.
mixing that red with that white, baby. That's mixing
Mixing
that
the red-
red with that white.
No, but the other caveat, no, sincerely, is you got to realize whose minutes they replace. What does that do? That second unit looks real nice when we add those things there. If we are still in the running for Jeremy Grant, fine.
So here's
I don't know if Jeremy Grant actually does do it, because what Troy Brown Jr. is supposed to do, Jeremy Grant absolutely does. If that's possible, right? Here's the thing. I don't care. The one thing I would say is, how do we get beat?
How do we get
interior defense?
Interior defense.
They got to tip back. They got to tip in.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes with the work there.
Yeah.
Realistically, he get it over Vooch, but guess what? It was just one. It's just Vooch.
Hey, it was Vooch. Literally, it's Vooch, Raptor.
And one bull who's looking up at the rim like this. Like that's not helping me, dog. Put a hand up. No. There's a couple things. Everyone's killed me for saying, "Oh, Trey Kobe." There's a reason why I say Trey Kobe White, because you know what? Ayo's being trusted in these late game moments, and Kobe White's on the bench.
Yeah.
Kobe White didn't touch the floor late game. Now Ayo still gave you those mistakes, but you expected that from Ayo.
There's not a moment where Kobe fits in at the end of that game, though.
There's not a moment where Kobe fits in late game, period. If Kobe's not already hot, he doesn't fit in.
If you're down and you need the scoring, I see Kobe coming in. But it was back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It was back and forth. So to me,
tell me you named half the NBA without telling me you named half the NBA. Every kid coming into the league says, "Yeah, just put me in the score," and I bet you they could. Every kid could pretty much do that, right? Hey, man, listen.
hey, listen. There's a lot of dudes out there that came into this league and who's like, they drafted you though?
Trav said Vooch was Chris Pratt in Jurassic World. That's the fact. It's the only guy down there, a bunch of Raptors around him. That's a grade A joke right there.
That's a cerebral bar.
That's a grade A one.
Cerebral bar.
Yeah.
I tip my hat to you, my good sir.
He won the chat for the day.
He won the chat. Absolutely. Let's keep it going, man. We got a couple callers that have been waiting. I mean, they've been waiting the whole show. Shout out to these guys, man. We got Marv on the line as well. We also got, who we got out here in the 773. Marv, he beat you by a minute. I got to go his way, man. It's Shay, by the way. Shay, what's good, my boy?
What's up, man? Hey, before, can y'all hear me?
I got you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Before we get started, man. To answer your question, OG Anunoby was on that Toronto Raptors team. He was out for the season with an ACL tear, and for all y'all Nikola Vucevic haters tonight, all that bullshit got to stop. He's fifth in defensive ratings among centers as we speak, ahead of Miles Turner, who y'all all wanted. And another thing,
Shay, keep it PG for me. Keep it PG for me a little bit, right?
I'm sorry, my bad, man. My bad. Sorry,
I appreciate it. It's all love.
And the reason why I say you got to put the blame on Billy Donovan is this reason alone. Ayo Dosunmu held Fred VanVleet to 8 points the whole entire first half, when Fred VanVleet checked in, Kobe White was still out there and on him for about a good 5 minutes. Now think about it. If you have a rookie that's holding one guy to 8 points the whole first half and the third quarter, you still got Kobe White on him. That's kind of a little bit of a problem. So as soon as Fred VanVleet checked in, you should have had Ayo Dosunmu in. And another reason, I know DeMar DeRozan is the star, but you have to realize that you are the coach. Yeah. Vucevic was going. Yeah. You really have to be like, no, DeMar, the hell with that. You have to go. You have to feed him in the post. Yeah. And that's how we'll win the game. Move the ball around. I know what you're saying, Pat, and you are right. ISO ball does help, but for this game, you kind of really should have been going through Vucevic late in the game. And to answer your other question, yeah, they are talking about buying Robert Covington out because nobody's gonna want to trade for that $12 million contract for 1 year. And also one other guy that I brought up in the chat. I don't know if they still want him off of their book. I don't know if they still want him off of the books or not. But I hear OKC is thinking about buying Derek Favors out, and he probably could be a bigger help to us than Tony Bradley. And remember, last year he averaged. He got 20 points and 20 rebounds, and that was off of the bench as the backup center for I think the Utah Jazz and something else. I think the Hornets. I don't know if it's true because I saw it about a couple of weeks ago. Are looking to shop P.J. Washington for a couple of second-round picks. And now I think he would be a good addition at the power forward spot because think about it. DeMar DeRozan, he might be on our team for the next 3 or 5 years, but what about when he starts to slow down? P.J. Washington is 22 and a forward combination with him and Patrick Williams in the future. That could help us out, especially when we only have to trade away second round picks. And hey, maybe we might have to trade away Kobe White. Man. Now I wouldn't want that, but
I would go get PJ Washington, dog.
Hey, listen, I go get the Renner gang in a heartbeat.
Dog, like, man, that's effed up.
I go get the Renner gang in a heartbeat. Hey, I don't care.
I'm sorry for saying all that stuff, but remember, Derek Favors could also be a good backup center for us, better than Tony Bradley. At least he don't let Steven Adams pick him up like he a child, though, for real.
Hey, man, listen, you right.
Always, Shay. Stay safe out there, my boy. Hey, dog,
right, bro.
Bad. You know why I feel bad? Because Tony Bradley, while like Vucevic was out, actually like turned himself into a nice player. But I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened there. Like Tony Bradley is your backup big. It's not good. It's like consistently not good, man. PJ Washington on the market, possibly. Is that fact? Like,
I don't know why he is on the market, but if he is on the market, hey, listen.
I know why he's on the market. Like,
why are you on the market?
I mean, he's not living up to where he was drafted. Wasn't he a high pick?
Was he number 7?
I think he was above 7.
Was he number 4?
Right below it.
Was he number 4?
PJ was high. I don't know. Hey, listen.
What draft class?
Hey, listen. How he's playing like the number 4 that you upset about.
He just dropped 16 points and 7 rebounds.
Yeah, look at the game before that and the game before that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he has some down games. Trust me. He's having some down games.
Right.
But here's the thing, though.
This dude here, dog.
How about weird?
Hey, man. I ain't stunting kid, man. I ain't stunting.
Hey, listen.
Hey, I would be remiss if we don't take this call before we get out of here, man. Because first off, he been waiting the whole show. Shout out to Marv.
We got you, bro.
Hey, listen. He been trying to get you on this show and you ain't been here. 12th pick in the draft. Yeah, nah.
12th pick in the draft and what? And oh no, I take him. 2019 draft.
Hey, for 2 second-round picks. Mike, what you doing? Hey, let's go out to Marv out in Dallas, man. Marv, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Pat? Kid.
What's going on now?
Doing great, man. First of all, I want to say, hey, guys out there, get some likes up, man. Get some likes up on the show. Show some love to the family, man.
Big love.
Get them
Big
likes.
love.
Subscribe to the channel, man.
Appreciate it.
Before I get started, Pat, my pastor, my Bishop Bullwinkle want to say a couple of things. Just a couple of things. Hang on.
Oh no. He came in with the
I just
theme
want
music.
to start off with that, man.
He got
to
a
lighten the crowd.
soundtrack
You know what I
for
mean?
you.
Huh?
We got a whole soundtrack for it.
Soundtrack.
That's my Bishop Bullwinkle down here in Texas. How about that, man?
All
Hey
right.
man, I got you. That's what's up.
First, I want to say this, man.
That's what's up.
P-Kid.
What's up, baby?
P-Kid, you know me and you tight. You ain't got to worry about me. Look, I do a lot of talking. And I know a lot of stats and stuff, but you do some great commentating, baby. You got some great numbers. Don't ever think I'm on you, baby. I love you, baby.
Oh man, it's all love, baby. It's all in fun.
All the fans out there who saying that Ayo, like your last caller, and shout out to Shay, man. I think Shay be getting down sometimes, man. I like him, man. But to all the fans out there thinking that Ayo kind of was the problem in this game, yeah, he had a couple of turnovers. But if you guys listen to what P-Kid had said, because he kind of stole my thunder. He said something earlier, not long ago. He said, we lost this game on a tip-in, guys. We had the game won, guys. All of these turnovers you're talking about happened in overtime. It would have never been an overtime if we don't give them that tip-in, guys. Remember that.
Thanks.
Also, I called in and talked with a Hayes, man, over at Chicago Bulls Central. Day before yesterday, Pat and P-Kid.
Yeah.
And you know what I told him? I left him a voicemail that Zach was hurt. I knew he was hurt. I blew my knees out a long time ago, guys. And I could tell in that last game before this one, he was not the same.
Yeah.
His head, usually Zach's face is over the rim. His head was barely to the rim last game, guys.
Yeah.
And like Pat was saying in that press conference, you could see the pain in him as he's sitting there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, listen, I had said my thoughts was about that knee. Now, let me explain some of the reason why I believe his back is hurt. Anytime, and if anybody had any kind of problems with your knees, anytime your knees are bad, you tend to shy to other parts of your body, which kind of makes that tweak.
Absolutely.
You can hurt yourself somewhere else.
Absolutely.
And I left him a message and told him, I think he'll play tonight, but I don't think he's going to play against the Pacers. Now, I left this before the injury report came out this morning, guys. I knew he was hurt. But back to the game. Listen, you remember I called in and I told y'all about this game? I told y'all that Toronto was going to be a tough game now.
Yep.
You did that.
The Bulls played a great game today, man. They played a great gutsy game today. And we are not going to win every game, to all the fans. If you think we're going to win every game, you might as well get off this bandwagon right now. Tonight's game was a great lesson. 51 games in the season, fans and everybody. We learn from this. We grow from this. And we carry on. And also, I ain't so mad about it, Pat and P-Kid, because you remember I told y'all I had a couple of games. I got to say, what I do, guys, is all the way through the schedules, I pick the wins and losses for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the Bulls are 32-19. I'm one game off of my pace. I had us at 33-18. And I believe that game against Orlando, I had us winning. The rest, I had us losing tonight, which, well, I'm not angry. Listen, Toronto just beat Miami twice, and they beat Atlanta, and they making a statement, guys.
Yep.
All I'm going to tell you is this. Toronto is the 5th best team in the East, behind Philly, Brooklyn, Miami, Chicago, then Toronto. I don't want to see these guys in the playoff, but I want to say this. And you're right, Pat, about all the guys who's coming back. It's going to be a process. But picture us with Caruso, Lonzo, and Derrick Jones Jr. and Pat. I think we can beat these guys. Now, I ain't going to say we're going to beat them, but I think that would really change the difference in this game because they play heavy minutes. And if we put heavy people out there, we can wear them down.
Yeah.
But also, I want to say this, man, about this. Vooch. Man, do he have the ugliest damn run in the world when he running up and down the damn court? Look like he broke. Have y'all noticed that guy? Now, I ain't taking nothing away from his game. But
Right.
boy, he can run up and down that court like he got something in his drawers every damn time, baby. Listen, I'm serious, man. I want to say this too, man, to the fans, man. That's why I try to enlighten the show, Pat and Pete Kid, because y'all do a great job, man. Y'all got a lot of fans. That's why I say, man, get those likes up, guys. Hit that subscribe button for the family. These guys do a great job, and they analyze this stuff to the T. I mean, it's very rare that they off. Now, I ain't going to say too much about Pete Kid's predicaments about Portland, but we ain't going to bring that up right now.
Hey, man, players mess up sometimes.
I know you know I ain't shooting no shots at you, P. You know
Players mess up.
All I want to say is this, man. I had this one down as a loss. I didn't like that we lost it either. But like P. Kid said, man, we didn't lose this game from Ayo. We lost this game because we let them send us to overtime. We had the lead, guys, and they got a tip in to take it to overtime. If they don't get that tip in, we don't talk nothing. It's a totally different conversation tonight, guys. Totally different.
That's a fact. Hey, Marv, real quick before you go.
Yeah.
I got a quick question. You said that you marked down the entire schedule when you came out. So you had it down at 33 and 18. So you were one off. That's really, I mean, that has to be like 98% at this point, 99%. On the next couple games, who do you have us beating, given what you know, and who do you have us losing to?
I'm not looking at the schedule. Call them out to me.
Next game is obviously the Pacers. So who do you have winning that game?
In Indiana, right? Tomorrow.
Yep, in Indiana tomorrow.
Before I get started, guys, I wanted to ask you guys this. I didn't know if I should, but I'm going to ask it because you asking me this. I wanted you guys to give that to all the fans and have them put it in the chat each day. Who's going to win and lose and the scores. And then what it would do, it would knowledge the fans on how well they know about their team and the other. Well, tomorrow on my schedule, tomorrow I got them losing that game.
I got them losing as well. So after that, we got the Sixers and we got the Suns.
I say we split them. I don't care which way you want to put it. The reason I'm saying we split it is because I think Phoenix is coming in on a back-to-back. So I think we might even lose that Philly game, guys. And we should. If we lose that Philly game, it's going to be a must game for us against Phoenix anyway. And I believe we win that one. But I had a split in those two.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have us, if Zach is out, I have us losing 3 straight.
Okay, so you got us losing that Philly and that Phoenix, right?
Philly always gives us a problem because Joel Embiid is freaking phenomenal.
Joel Embiid is 9-0 versus the Chicago Bulls.
I know.
He's 9-0.
So you got us winning tomorrow then. Is that what you got us winning tomorrow, PK?
No, I got us losing tomorrow because the Pacers have always given us a really tough
3 straight.
3 straight. So I got Pacers losing. Oh, I'm sorry. We lost tonight too. I'm sorry. So I was just going based off the last 3 games. I had us lose against Pacers, Sixers, and the Suns.
So you had us winning tonight.
I had us winning tonight. I thought we'd get the dub tonight. We didn't get the dub tonight, but I got us losing against the Pacers.
I had an L down for tonight, and I had an L down for tomorrow, and a split for Phoenix. And I remember, guys, Pat. Remember when I called in? Was it yesterday or the day before that? And I told you we had 8 games coming up, and I wanted us to win 3 of them. And these games that were coming up, which was the Toronto game. I had us winning 4 of them. I'm sorry. The Toronto game I had us losing. The Indiana game I had us losing. And then I'm trying to get my schedule up. And then I had us losing either the Philly or the Phoenix. It really didn't matter to me. But I think I had us losing to Philly because I can't get my schedule up here.
Yeah.
But I think I had us losing to Philly because I knew Phoenix was coming in on a back-to-back. One of those guys are coming to Chicago on a back-to-back.
Yeah.
Our best chance, to be honest with you, is
because I want to run them off to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, our best chance to get a dub, honestly, will be against Phoenix. But we are actually playing Philly and Phoenix back-to-back. We come in on a back-to-back. So we play them.
We've got 4 and 5. We've got 4 and 5. So you got
we got 4 games in 5 nights.
Tomorrow, get day off. Philly at home, and then the Suns at home, both in Chicago.
Okay, so all right. Now, like I said, when I spoke with Hayes today, man, I didn't speak with him, but I left him that voicemail. I had told him that I felt that Zach was kind of banged up, man.
Yeah.
I was real concerned about what I seen in that last game, and because I watch him real close, and his ups just wasn't the same guy. His ups, I don't know if he had better ups late in this game than he did in that last game.
Yeah.
But then, like Pat said, when he was in that interview, he was wincing. You can tell. Now, listen, guys, I'm telling you. Now, he might have a train back. He might have a. I'm sorry?
I said sitting in a chair with nobody hitting him as he drives to the lane.
Well, that's when it hurts, though, Pat.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's when it hurts, though, Pat, because you're sitting there and that bone is pressing.
Oh, I know.
That's when it's gonna bother you.
Oh, I know.
You know, when he's on that court, he's got that adrenaline running.
Yeah.
So it's not quite as bad. But when he sit down or lay down, that's when that stab pain hits you, and when you relax and when you start bringing it down. But okay, I got my schedule up. I'm sorry, I had us winning against Indiana and splitting against Phoenix and
Philly
and 76ers. Now hold on, don't just stop there, because our next game is on the road against Charlotte.
I got us winning against Charlotte.
Who you got there, PTA?
You know what? I got us winning against Charlotte, and I stopped there because, to be honest with you, the trade deadline is coming up, and I absolutely believe that we're going to make a move. So because I believe we're going to make a move, I stopped there because I believe before we go to Charlotte, we're going to see somebody. We're going to see some people no longer on our team. I truly believe.
You're right. Okay. And I got us winning in Charlotte also. Now remember that, P Kid and Pat. Now after that, we got another damn back-to-back. If you guys see that, we got a back-to-back in against Oklahoma. But if you look at the schedule,
that's a COVID reschedule, I believe.
Look at the schedule, P Kid. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game homestand before the All-Star break. The All-Star break, our last game is the 16th.
Yep.
We got Charlotte, Minnesota, Oklahoma, San Antonio, and Sacramento, and then Atlanta after the All-Star break. I had us winning all of those. Now listen, guys, we 32-19. If we lose, I'm just gonna run up the numbers to you. Because on mine, I'm gonna point it out what I got on mine. Because now I had us at, like I said, I had us at one, because I'm one game behind. I had us at 33-18. But if we win tomorrow, we'll be 33-19. If we lose both of the games against Philly and Phoenix, we'll be 33-21. Now the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games at homestand before the All-Star break, if we win those games, we'll be 38-21 at the break. My stat, mine's on my list. I got us 37-23.
Yeah,
I'm one off. If we do it, and like I said, if the fans can hear me, do it yourself, guys. Because what that does, I've always did this since I was a young man. I've always matched my knowledge to what happens on the scoreboard. Meaning, it puts you to me, this is what it does for me. It puts me in a perspective of what I know about each team and each player. Now, I don't predict the points of each game or the points of each player, but I look at the momentum that's going on at that time, I assess the team that we playing, where we are on the road or at home, and the urgency of what's going on in the season. And I honestly believe this, guys, from the message that I left Hayes day before yesterday when Zach was hurt.
Yeah.
I felt Zach shouldn't have played tonight or tomorrow. We should have rested in both games and played him against Philly and Phoenix. Because I'm telling y'all now, he won't play tomorrow. He's not gonna play. And I ain't no guru, but you seen it, Pat. You think he's gonna play tomorrow?
No, I don't think he's gonna play.
Not with a back. Hey, Marv, we appreciate the call in, bro. We appreciate the time you spent with us, man. Stay safe out there, all right, man?
Appreciate you, Marv.
All right, man. I'm sorry for taking so much time, man.
It's all good, man.
Stay safe out there, man. Peace.
All right, take care.
Yes, sir.
No, I don't think Zach plays tomorrow. I don't think Zach plays probably game after that. I think the Bulls are going to be without Zach for a couple of games here. A back is not something to play with, but he might.
I didn't get Zach playing until after All-Star game. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have him playing until after All-Star game. I got 2 moves getting made before we play Charlotte.
Does he go to the All-Star game?
He's going to go to the All-Star game. He may not play a lot of minutes, but he's going to go to the All-Star game. It's the second one he's going to be there.
This as somebody who has back issues from a car accident.
It hurt.
You could see on his face that the only thing keeping him from the reason he played so many minutes in this game is because if he sat down, he would have never come back in. That's the kind of pain Zach LaVine looked like he was in. Seeing him that way showed me why he took 10 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Zach LaVine's jump shot. Look at Zach LaVine driving to the rim. A lot of lift, a lot of legs, all stuff that requires back. Even the switch defensively at the end of the game shows me that he's not healthy because he didn't run over. They didn't set him up to run over to guard that play. It was supposed to be on Ayo. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything they were doing in that game was for him to be healthy. So it changes. Two things can be true, and we say this all the time. I feel like this is our saying on the show. The Bulls lost tonight because they gave up 127 points. You score 122 points, you should win. There's no excuse for losing a game where you score 122, except, hey, we didn't play good enough defense, which is a fact. But not having one of your best scorers being able to outscore you, or not having one of your best scorers being able to come into the game and put up the production he normally puts up, absolutely changes that game. My bad, 120. You're right, Vandy. 120. You score 120, you should be able to win a game, dog. Once you get past 110, it's like you didn't play good enough defense. But no, so I look at like I said, two things can be true. To me, Zach LaVine not being able to score changes this game, forces other people to have to do more, forces Ayo Dosunmu to have to do more. But a lot of guys stepped up offensively. We saw how many defensive lapses that were missed shots that Toronto didn't knock down. That's not counting the ones that they knocked down. How many times Kid was a bunch of times just like, what the heck is he doing open? Van Vliet in the corner, what the heck is he doing open? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's something to keep in mind. Y'all gonna have the stylings of P Kid and Ringo J on the live call tomorrow. Your boy's got to spend a little bit of time with his wife at some point. That should show her that I love her. So I'm gonna spend some time with her tomorrow. I will not be on for the live call, but y'all will have Kid and Ringo. We will be live tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. for the morning breeze, 6 to 9 a.m. If you are a morning riser, pull up for that. If you can't sit there and listen to the whole thing, make sure to download the Contender app. You can listen to us over on there as well while it's happening. We also have the podcast page up where the podcast is dropped every day, usually around about noon. It takes a little minute for the process, but usually about noon, we get that mug up there, man. But yeah, pull up for the morning breeze. If you guys have not done so, we appreciate all the love, appreciate all the support. 111 in the building, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do this every Bulls game. We ain't stopping now, Comcast willing. As always, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.